Hello, excellent blessings are yours forever. This is Apostle Uloma Ojei, and welcome to Daily Realities. Throughout the course of this month, we have been talking about building values. And we've said a lot of things about building values, and there is something I realized. You know, one thing that every Christian wants is abundance or prosperity or wealth or whatever you call it. But I came to realize that if you build value, it makes it easy for you to even have financial abundance. How did I know? Let us check something from Job chapter number 22. I'll read from 21. The Bible says, "Acquaint now thyself with him, and be at peace, thereby good shall come unto thee. Receive, I pray thee, the law from his mouth, and lay up his words in your heart. If thou return to the Almighty, then thou shalt be built." Oh my God. Returning to God confirms your building up. He said, "Then thou shalt be built up. Thou shalt put away iniquity far from thy tabernacle." Thou shalt put away iniquity far from thy tabernacle. I was listening to a very renowned woman of God earlier today, and she was invited to minister somewhere, and her PAs and everybody had arrived, and they went to her room. They just laid out her things the way she usually likes it, and they had already also laid out her inner wears in where it's supposed to be. So she just comes in and she freshens up and wears the whole thing and all of that. And then all of a sudden, as her PA was in the room, the woman in the reception now calls the PA and was like, "Is it true that the inner wear of the woman of God was spread out in one place?" And the PA was like, "How did you get to know that?" Because at that point they had given her the key. He said, "Yeah, the pastor said so." And it was quite a huge saga, because of course the woman of God didn't even go to preach in that place. She was like, she already feels naked, that she will feel very funny standing on the pulpit knowing that the man of God seated there knows what she's wearing inside. And she was like, the man of God didn't need to come to her hotel room. And she was like, it is time in Christendom that we start building values. I'm like, wow, this is what we've been talking about through this month. And she's like, female should attend to female, male should attend to male. Children of God, it is time that we call a spade a spade. Let us forget these teachings that, grace covers it all and has given a lot of people license to do anything that they remember. Look at it clearly. The Bible says, "If thou shalt return to the Almighty, you will be built up, and you take iniquity far away from thy tabernacle." He said, "Then thou shalt lay up gold like dust." Laying up gold like dust is a function of the values you have built for yourself. The things that the Lord will frown at, will you frown at it? Or will you permit it and tell yourself that I'm going to say sorry later? I watched a movie some time ago, and the lady said to the younger lady, he said, "Go catch fun, and I know you're a Christian and all of that. When you come back, you can ask God for forgiveness." Hear me. Shall we continue in sin that grace may abound? Shall we continue in sin that grace may abound? This is the hour and time that the remnants has to show up. It is time for us to go back to the values that we used to have. If we do not do anything about building values for ourselves, we will not have the next generation. Our parents built values. That is why we are where we are today in Christendom. what we are permitting in Christianity right now, what will the next generation Christians look like? What will the next generation Christian look like? Children of God, it is not something we just talk about. Let's start this change from us. And guess what? Let us also, in your closet on daily basis, 2 minutes, pray for Christians worldwide. Pray that they begin to call iniquity, iniquity. Pray that we begin to build values for our children. Pray for the next generation Christians. Children of God, you're blessed. You're highly favored. The blessings of the Lord that makes rich and addeth no sorrow remains your portion. Daily Realities is all about talking about the happenings in the world of today. I will not leave this broadcast, of course, without saying Jesus must be famous. I love you, but Jesus loves you more. Hallelujah.